Good morning. Let's start the current affair discussion. The first topic. A recent survey by the State Minister of Excise highlights the rise in drug abuse cases in Kerala. This is the news, but it's not that we'll discuss the issue in Kerala, but the drug abuse in the country. But the issue is that in a state like Kerala, so the drug abuse is growing. In 2020, there are substantial increase in the number of drug-addicted related offences in Kerala, highlighting that drug have become a major issue for the state. Kerala has seen 300% increase in the drug cases over the past 6 years, with arrest up to 90%. The number of cases registered on the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act 2022 was 26,629, a significant increase from mere 5,924 in 2016 and 9,245 in 2019. So see, it became from less than 10,000 to 26,000 within a span of 3 years. That means there is a nearly threefold increase in the drug abuse cases in that particular state in the span of 3 years. Threefold increase in 3 years, which is a very big cause of concern, because within 3 years there is a near threefold increase in the drug abuse cases. Nearly 97% of the respondents admitted to using some form of drugs, with cannabis, ganja being the most consumed. Okay, so recreational drug like the MDMA and metamorphamine have found a market in Kerala, which seizures of the latter spiking up in 2022. The report has also highlighted that cannabis is finding its way into the state from Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and Bihar. Need to curb drug abuse. So you see why drug is not only a case in Kerala, but also in many states, including our own state of Odisha. Okay. Okay. So India's location between the world's two main illicit opium producing regions, the Golden Crescent and the Golden Triangle, has left its borders open to drug trafficking. Okay, it emanates from the two fronts, the northwest and northeast, which pose a danger to national security.
Signature sir.
Okay.
एग्जाम जो सब्जेक्टिव करंट अफेयर्स क्वेश्चन तो मैं आपन कहि थी खाली आज टी करते बा मु तो पढ़ी सर कल्याण मैडम मुटे दे देबे.
Okay. It emanates from the two fronts, northwestern and the northeast fronts, which pose a danger to national security and the border violations respectively. So these bordering states from Punjab to the northeastern states, so they are susceptible to much of the drug menace in the country. Okay, so the northeastern states have become the hotspot of drug, including the state of Punjab. Substance abuse and addiction, harmful use of drugs or alcohol leads to physical and psychological dependence, which impairs the individual's ability to perform daily activities and make it difficult for them to quit on their own. Overdose and health consequences. Substance abuse can result in serious health problems, including overdose that can be fatal. Psychological and social impact on the individual and their family. Substance abuse can cause emotional distress, depression, anxiety and other mental health problems for the individual and their family. Increased crime and criminal activity. Drugs are often linked to criminal behavior such as theft, violence and drug trafficking, which pose a threat to public safety and increases the burden on law enforcement. Okay. Strain on the healthcare system and the resources. Substance abuse can put a strain on the healthcare system and resources, as it often requires extensive medical treatment and rehabilitation. lost productivity and economic cost. Substance abuse can lead to decreased productivity at work, absenteeism, and even job loss. It also has broader economic costs such as increased healthcare cost and decreased economic growth. Social stigma and discrimination. Substance abuse is often stigmatized, and individuals struggling with addiction may face discrimination and social isolation. These are the negative aspect of the drug abuse. But with all these negative implications, still the drug use is increasing in India. Okay, so amidst number of steps taken by the government to check it, so it's being not coming under control. Difficulty in access to treatment and recovery resources. Many individuals struggling with the substance abuse face barriers to accessing effective treatment and recovery resources, such as lack of affordable options and long wait list. Difficulty in effectively addressing the and preventing drug abuse. Though education and public policy addressing and preventing substance abuse faces challenges in implementing effective education and public policy initiatives. Okay, so this is what. Okay, so difficulty in effective addressing the preventing drug abuse through education and public policy. Addressing and preventing substance abuse faces challenges in implementing effective education and public policy initiatives, such as limited fundings, lack of political will, and conflicting views on the best approaches. Major challenges in controlling the drug finance. High demand. The demand for drug in India is high and is driven by a growing population of young people and an increase in disposable income. Lack of effective law enforcement. Despite effort by the government to curb drug trafficking, the porous border and the widespread corruption in India make it difficult to effectively enforce anti-drug laws. Inadequate rehabilitation facilities. There is a shortage of rehabilitation facility and resources for those struggling with drug addiction, making it difficult for them to the access the help they need. Stigma and discrimination. Substance abuse and addictions are often associated with social stigma and discrimination, which can prevent people from seeking help and make it difficult for them to receive the care they need. Difficulty in prevention and education. Drug abuse prevention and education campaigns are often underfunded and not effectively implemented, making it difficult to reach those who are most at risk. Lack of comprehensive approach. The lack of a comprehensive approach to addressing the drug problem in India, including both treatment and prevention, make it difficult to effectively address the issue. What can be done to curb this issue of drugs? Improving access to treatment and rehabilitation. Providing access to quality addiction treatment and rehabilitation resources can help individual overcome their drug dependence. Fine. So these steps need to be taken urgently on an expeditious manner. So this the finance of drug abuse can be brought under control to some extent. Okay. Strengthening law enforcement. Strengthening law enforcement efforts to curb drug trafficking and distribution can reduce the availability of drug in the country. Educating the public about okay, so educating the public, educating So educating the public about the dangers of drug abuse through campaign, public speaking and school program can raise awareness and discourage drug use. Addressing the root cause of drug abuse such as poverty, lack of education and mental health issue can help prevent people from turning to drug in the first place. Involving community leaders and organizations in the fight against drug abuse can help mobilize local resources and increase public support for drug control efforts. Fine. Encouraging individuals to participate in alternative activities such as sports, music and community service can provide positive outlets and reduce the risk of drug abuse. Developing and implementing effective public policy that addresses the issue of drug abuse can help prevent drug use and support those who are struggling with addiction. Fine. And researching new treatment and prevention methods, investing in research and development to find new treatment and prevention methods, okay, so can help reduce the harm caused by the drug abuse. So this is also one more steps. So if taken those things in holistic manner, so the menace of drug can be brought under control to some extent as has been projected. Fine. Government steps on curbing the drug abuse in India. The National Drug Demand Reduction Policy, it aims to prevent and reduce drug abuse through multiple strategies including demand reduction, supply reduction and harm reduction. Three different targets. One is demand reduction, second is supply reduction and third is harm reduction. Okay, so this is the strategy of the government on the drug issue. Okay, rehabilitation, government has set up multiple rehabilitation centers and de-addiction clinic to provide treatment and support to individuals struggling with drug addiction. Okay, the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act (NDPS) 1985 is the main legal framework in India to curb drug abuse and trafficking and imposes stringent penalty on those involved in the drug-related crimes. The NDPS Act is passed by the Parliament and is in force with stringent provisions on the persons who are involved in this drug trading or drug peddling activity, even their patronizers. Information dissemination, the government has implemented various public awareness and educational campaign to spread knowledge about the dangers of drug abuse and to prevent drug use, particularly among young people. Then coordination, the government also work with other countries in the region to curb cross-border drug trafficking and to dismantle illegal drug production and distribution network. The support, the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment and the Ramsey scheme to provide financial and technical assistance to NGOs and other organizations working on drug demand reduction and rehabilitation scheme. So all the drug de-addiction and rehabilitation centers in the country, many of them are supported by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India in their effort. Okay. In the Central Bureau of Narcotics, the main enforcement agency responsible for implementing the NDPS Act and for conducting raid and arrest in connection with the drug related crimes. Okay, the Narcotic Control Bureau is also there. Okay, and very dynamic ODI officer Satyanarayan Pradhan is right now the Director General of the Narcotic Control Bureau, the premier agency of the government on drug control. Fine, Narcotics Control Bureau (NCB). Then the next topic is on India Energy Week. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi inaugurated the India Energy Week 2023 in Bengaluru. The event is to focus on energy security and India's energy transition goals. This includes net zero emission target achievement by 2070. The major attraction of the event is the launch of E20 fuel in more than 84 outlets in 11 states and Union Territory. And this E20 fuel environmental friendly. Modi launched solar and conventional energy hybrid cooking system. It was designed and created by Indian Oil. It is called the indoor solar cooking system. Okay, what? Indoor solar cooking system. Launch of the 20% ethanol blend petrol or E20, ethanol blending by 20%. Launches of the unbottled initiative by PM Modi, initiative to phase out single-use plastics. Indian companies the GAIL, Adani, HPCL, IOCL, BPCL, ONGC and the Total Gas to demonstrate new products and services. The exhibition saw a participation of more than 650 business associates from 50 countries. Government of India plans on achieving 20% ethanol blend biofuels, which will be more environmental friendly. Discussion about the oil component, setting up 2G ethanol plants and 3G ethanol plants in the country. Green mobility, rail focusing on green energy sources, create public awareness on green fuels. Because energy demand in a country like India will grow in future, but how to motivate people to go for green energy than the normal fossil fuel based energy, which is very harmful to the environment. Fine. Then Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, Minister of States for Jal Shakti gave information of the physical and financial progress made under the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana in the last 3 years. The launch in 2015 and is a centrally sponsored scheme providing central grants to the state government for specific activities. Okay, so where the funding is 75-25 for the normal state and 90-10 for the northeastern states. Fine. Krishi Sinchai Yojana, a targeted irrigation program where irrigation will be to the drip irrigation system, sprinkler system. Okay, so it will be judicious use of the water in agricultural activity. Per drop, more crop. The major objective to achieve convergence of investment in irrigation at the field level, expand cultivable area under astute irrigation, improve on-farm water use efficiency to reduce waste of water, enhance the adoption of precision irrigation and other water saving technology. In 2020, the Ministry of Jal Shakti launched a mobile application for geo-tagging of the components of the project under the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Then component of the Krishi Sinchai Yojana, accelerated irrigation benefit program. It was aims for financial support to irrigation projects. The inclusion criteria have been relaxed for project under the tribal and drought prone areas. Har Khet Ko Pani, it aims for the enhancement of physical access on the farm and the expansion of cultivable area under astute irrigation, surface minor irrigation and repair innovation. Restoration of water bodies component are targeted to provide irrigation. Fine. For rejuvenation of water bodies, enhancement of central assistance from 25% to 60% in the general area, the groundwater component of Har Khet Ko Pani as approved provisionally for 2021-22. It consists of 4 subcomponents: command area development, surface minor irrigation, repair, renovation, restoration of the water bodies, and groundwater development. Assured irrigation benefit program under Har Khet Ko Pani are implemented by the Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, Government of India. Fine, because irrigation is needed and more area are to be brought under assured irrigation for providing the facility for bringing more area under the cultivation. Then watershed development is implemented by the Department of Land Resources. It focuses on the development of rain-fed area towards soil and water conservation, regeneration of groundwater, arresting runoff and promoting extension activities related to water harvesting and management. There is a specific provision for the development of spring shades. Then per drop more crop implemented by the Department of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. The dedicated macro irrigation is with NABARD under the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. NABARD provide the fulfill the financial part for the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana program. Then NISAR, okay. NISAR is a joint development by ISRO and the NASA. Okay, NASA and ISRO joint activity called as NISAR, NISAR. Jointly developed by National Aeronautics and Space Administration of USA and that ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization of India, called organization and Earth observation satellite called NISAR, NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar, got a send-off ceremony at the American Space Agency Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California recently. The SUV size satellite will be shipped to India, a special cargo container flight late February for a possible launch in 2024 from the Satish Dhawan Space Center. The satellite have been built jointly by research of India and NASA at the American Space Agency Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California, and it will come to India by a special cargo container flight and will be launched from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in the next year in 2024. What is NISAR? NISAR has been built by Space Agency of the US and India under the partnership agreement signed in 2014. The 2,800 kilogram satellite consists of both L-band and S-band synthetic aperture radars instruments, which make it a dual frequency imaging radar satellite. And NASA has provided the L-band radar, GPS, a high capacity solid state recorder to store data, and a payload data subsystem. ISRO has provided the S-band radar and the GSLV launch system and the spacecraft. So it will launch from Indian soil by ISRO's GSLV rocket. Okay, so the L-band radar used in this has been built by NASA, and the S-band radar will be built by ISRO. Another important component of the satellite is its large 39 feet stationary antenna reflector made of a gold plated wire mesh. Reflector will be used to focus the radar signals emitted and received by the upward facing feed on the instrument structure. A gold plated antenna of 39 feet will be fixed in the satellite to receive the signals. What is the mission? Once launched into space, NISAR will observe stable changes in Earth's surface, helping researchers better understand the causes and consequences of such phenomena. It will spot warning signals of natural disasters such as volcanic eruptions, earthquakes and landslides. The satellite will also measure groundwater level, track flow rates of glaciers and ice sheets, and monitor the planet's forest and agriculture region, which can improve our understanding of carbon exchange. By using synthetic aperture radar, NISAR will produce high resolution image. SAR is capable of penetrating cloud and can collect data day and night regardless of the weather condition. That's the advantage of this particular NISAR radar system. Okay. According to NASA, the instrument's imaging SWAS the width of the strip of data collected along the length of the orbit track is greater than 150 miles, which allow it to image the entire Earth in 12 days. NISAR is expected to be launched in January 2024 from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, in Andhra Pradesh, into a near polar orbit. The satellite will operate for a minimum of 3 years. Okay, so NISAR is expected to be launched in January 24 from the Satish Dhawan Space Center into the near polar orbit. The satellite will operate for a minimum of 3 years. NASA requires the L-band radar for its global science operations for at least 3 years. Meanwhile, ISRO will utilize the S-band radar for minimum of 5 years. With the minimum life of 3 years, and definitely it is expected that it will continue for beyond 3 years up to 5 years, because ISRO plans to use the satellite data for 5 years. Fine. The National Industrial Corridor Program. Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone of the South India's first industrial corridor project to be implemented at Tumkura, which is spread over 8,500 acres of land under the Chennai Bengaluru Industrial Corridor. The Government of India is developing various industrial corridor projects as part of the National Industrial Corridor Program. Each industrial corridor each industry in the industrial corridor is envisaged to be implemented by the special purpose vehicle in the form of a company set up under the Companies Act 2013 as a joint venture between the central and the state government. Fine. So that is what to expedite the development of industrial manufacturing in the country to convert India to an international standard manufacturing hub. Okay. Because the minerals will be get value addition, employment will be more, and government will in the taxes, and a brand India image will also be built. Development of the futuristic and greenfield industrial cities in India, which can compete with the best manufacturing and investment destinations in the world. Creation of employment opportunity and economic growth leading to overall socio-economic development. Provide multimodal connectivity with complete plug and play infrastructure till the flood level, along with building resilient and sustainable future ready cities. Expansion of industrial output. Okay, expansion of industrial output and provide better living and social facilities for the new and the growing workforce. Enhance India's competitiveness in manufacturing through the creation of world-class infrastructure and reduce logical cost. Implementing agency, the National Industrial Corridor Development Corporation Limited, the implementing agency. It acts as a knowledge partner to the National Industrial Corridor Development Corporation Limited in respect of all industrial corridor projects for the undertaking various project development activity. Monitoring and review mechanism, the National Industrial Corridor Development Implementation Trust will monitor. In 2016, the government approved the expansion of the scope of this existing DMIC project implementation trust fund and redesign it as the NICDIT. National Industrial Corridor Development Trust. NICDIT comes under the administrative control of the Department of Promotion of Industry and Industrial Trade, DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. An apex monitoring authority under the chairmanship of the Finance Minister periodically review the activity of the NICDIT and progress of the project. 11 industrial corridors projects are being taken up for development, with 32 projects to be developed in 4 phases as part of the National Master Plan for providing multimodal connectivity to economic zones up to 2024-25. Okay, phase 1 project approved, phase 2 project in advanced stage of planning and implementation to be initiated by the 2022. Phase 3 projects under development and implementation likely to be initiated by 2023. Phase 4 projects under conceptualization and implementation likely to be implemented by the 2024. 11 industrial corridor projects are under different stage of conceptualization, development and implementation. Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, it is the first industrial corridor which is being implemented in the country, wherein substantial progress has been made so far in creating the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor. The first and substantial progress has been made in this particular project. Okay, as a credible achievement. Then the next is an ecological issue, zoo for the dolphins and rhino. Rajasthan State Forest Department has proposed to construct a zoo inside the Galedio National Park, a World Heritage Site popularly known as Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary, to display a range of wetland species including rhino, water buffaloes, crocs, dolphins and exotic species. According to Wetland ex situ conservation estimates, the detailed project report of the Rajasthan Forestry and Biodiversity Development Project is to be rejuvenate the biodiversity of Galedio National Park, thereby boosting its outstanding universal value. The 15 crore plan for Bharatpur is part of the ambitious BFBDP, for which agency franchise D development, the overseas development arm of the France government, has granted a fund up to rupees 1200 crore over 8 years. The 1200 crores has been sanctioned by the France government agency. Okay. According to the DPR, several facilities are planned inside Kaledon National Park. This includes a breeding and reintroduction center for locally extinct species such as otters, fishing cats, black bugs, hog deer, with a collateral provisions as exhibit for tourists, an aquarium for indigenous species like the Gangetic dolphin, the crocodiles. Then enclosures for the display of large wetland species like the Indian rhino, water buffalo, Barasinga. Okay. And aviary, a reptile house, a veterinary care facility, and an integrated administrative block, tourist facility, and residential quarter for park managers, field staff, and their families. Okay. So man animal to live in a compatible atmosphere. Then come to the answer writing part. Union Budget 2023 has listed green growth as one of the important priority. Discuss the main component element of the budget on the green growth push. Green growth refers to fostering economic Okay, so green growth refers to fostering economic growth and development while ensuring that natural assets continue to provide the resources and environmental services on which our well-being relies. Green growth is listed as one of the 7 priority of this year's budget, citing that India is moving towards net zero carbon emission by 2070 to users in green industrial and economic transition. Okay, green growth is one among the 7 priority area fixed by the government in the budget. Okay. When compared to elements of the budget, green growth push green hydrogen mission. This will facilitate the transition of the country to low carbon intensity, reduce dependence on fossil fuel imports, and make the country assume technology and market leaders in the sunrise sector. PM Pranam initiative, a new PM program for restoration, awareness, nourishment, and amelioration of Mother Earth will be launched to incentivize state and union territories to promote alternative fertilizers and balance use of chemical fertilizers. The Govardhan scheme, 500 new waste to wealth plants under Govardhan galvanizing organic bio-agro resources Dhan scheme will be established for promoting a circular economy. So 500 new waste to wealth centers or plants will be established, so from which this cow dung will be converted to gas and nutrients for the plants. Okay, then it focuses on managing and converting cattle dung and solid waste on farm into a compost, biogas, and bio CNG. These will include 200 compressed gas plants, including 75 plants in urban area and 300 community and cluster based plants. Then the Bharatiya Prakritik Kheti bio input resource centers to facilitate over the next 3 years 1 crore farmers to adopt natural farming. 10,000 bio input resource centers will be set up, creating a national level distributed micro fertilizer, pesticides, and manufacturing network. In the MISTI initiative, building on India's success in afforestation, the mangrove initiative for shoreline habitats and tangible income initiative has been also launched. Mangroves are very important ecologically and from the economic point of view. Keeping that in view, so emphasis is also on so these are the green growth plan proposed by the central government, and some of these are highlighted in the budget for 23-24 presented by the finance minister in the parliament. Fine. Then it will focus on mangrove plantations along the coastline and salt pan. Okay. Okay. Along coastline and salt pan lands. Okay. Through convergence towards Manrega, compensatory afforestation management, Kampa funds, and other sources. Then the Amrit Dharohar wasteland are vital ecosystem which sustains biological diversity. The government will promote their unique conservation values through the Amrit Dharohar scheme. This will be implemented over the next 3 years to encourage the optimal use of wetlands and enhance biodiversity, carbon stocks, ecotourism opportunities, and income generation for the local communities. The coastal shipping will be promoted as the energy efficient and low cost mode of transport both for passengers and freight through PPP mode with viability gap funding. Okay. Vehicle replacement, replacing old polluting vehicles is important for greening our economy. Okay. Okay, so green credit economy to encourage behavioral changes. A green credit program will be notified the Environment Protection Act 1986. So green credit. So those who are earning credit will be given the green credit rating, and they can get benefit from the green credit they are earning from their activities. Fine. Then this will incentivize environmentally sustainable and responsive action by companies, individuals, and local bodies. Therefore, the above mentioned initiatives are aligned with India's Panchamrit target as announced at the COP26. They will help reduce carbon intensity, biofuel, okay, non-fossil energy capacity, a greater push towards renewable energy, and achieve a net zero by 2070. Okay, this is the target of green growth, okay, set by the government. Okay, net zero, because India has committed to achieve net zero by 2070, and 50% of the net zero capacity India plans to achieve by 2030. Fine. So 2030 50%, and by 2070 fully net zero the capability India will be able to achieve. Coming to the MCQs, which of the following statement with regard to Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana is or are correct? Okay, the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Yojana was launched during the 2015-2016. Fine, that is correct. The basic aim of PM SKSY is to enhance physical access to water on the far right. One of the main objectives of this program is to achieve convergence of investment in irrigation at the field level. So all the three are correct. Answer will be D. 1, 2, 3. All are correct. In the following statement, India is world's third largest energy consumer. Karnataka is the highest renewable energy manufacturers in India with 57 megawatt produced by renewable sources. So in this thing both are correct. Here is the following statement about the National Industrial Corridor Development Program. National Industrial Corridor Development Program and Implementation Trust is the implementing agency. That is correct. It aims to develop new industrial cities at smart cities and converge next generation technology across infrastructure sectors. Correct. Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor is the first industrial corridor co-founded by the Japan International Cooperation Agency. That is also correct. So all the three are correct. 1, 2, 3, D is the right answer. Rajasthan recently decided to establish a zoo to display a range of wetland species including rhino, water buffaloes, crocodile, dolphin, and exotic species. Referring to this, consider the following statement. It will help rejuvenate the biodiversity of Kaladio National Park. That is right. Okay, so the project will implement with the financial assistance of the Australian government. No, so 2 is incorrect. So it is only This is by Australian government, the French government. So 2 is incorrect. So answer will be 2 because it answer is incorrect in Australia by the French government. Fine. So 2 is incorrect. With reference to the NISAR, consider the following statement. NISAR is a SUV size satellite that is being jointly developed by Space Agency of USA and India. So here it is right. It will spot warning signals of natural disasters such as volcanic eruption, earthquake and landslides. It is also correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. With reference to recently launched Juba Sangam portal, consider the following statement. The Juba Sangam, okay, the Juba Sangam will focus on conducting exposure tour of the youth comprising of students and off-campus youngsters from northeastern states to other states and vice versa. Youth between the age of 18 to 25 will play a particular program. That is not correct. The portal is launched by Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports is incorrect. So only 1 is correct. Here the museum grant scheme under the following. The scheme was launched in 2013. The Minister of Culture provides financial assistance under the scheme to the state government and society, autonomous body, local body and trust registered under the Society Act for setting up new museums. The scheme aims to develop at least one central state government museum located in each state capital each year. Okay, so it is all the 3 are correct. Recently, data from Ministry of Tribal Affairs tabled in the Lok Sabha revealed that the National Commission for Scheduled Tribe is currently functioning with less than 50% of its sanctioned strength. This refers to this. Consider the following statement. Constitution provides for the Scheduled Tribe panel to have 1 chairperson, 1 vice chairperson and 3 members. 2 among the VC and members must be from ST community. Okay, so this is correct. Minister of Tribal Affairs is the ex officio chairman of the commission. No, so only 1 is correct. Venus flytrap, a carnivorous plant often seen in news, native to the following. It is native to South America, North America. This way your MCQs are over. So keep on watching every day to update yourself. Thank you.